Welcome back, barbarians. Haven't done one of these in a long time. Conan Exiles journal entry. So yeah, I'm out here in the jungle, which is where I like to play most times. Um, I like it because it's a good way. It's a good place to level up for your followers. It's got some decent. It's got a nice spread of resources. I don't play high tech. I don't play in the upper tiers of the game anymore like I used to. I have some T3 structures on a little bunker base that I have nearby. But mostly I just run with, sandstone and stuff. The idea is this. If someone wants in, they're going to break in. They're not going to slow down. Um, the game is such that, you can acquire enough materials and resources and power to basically crack anybody's base. It all depends on where you build and how you build, but for the most part, if they want in, they're going to get in. That's just the basics. So for me, it's kind of like, since I don't collect a lot of loot, as you can see, I'm swimming around here butt freaking naked. I don't even have anything on my hotbar except for the T3 ceiling that I broke to get out, which of course I replaced. I really like that you can now, you don't have to use doors to get in and out of your bases. Makes things a little bit more difficult, but I mean, seriously, it takes an afternoon for three people to, build enough bombs to basically flatten anybody's base. So it's like, why would I want to go through the aggravation of, farming excessive amounts of material and spending time crafting all these, structure pieces just to have it all blown up later on, or, life happened and, you go AFK for more than 7 days and it despawns on your shit, which is, I mean, on a public server, that's what this is, an official public server. That's necessary because you don't want a lot of clutter. I mean, I've gone out to some, player versus, environment servers, and or enemies, I guess. PvE has different definitions for people. And oh my lord, the river is just so built up. It's like I landed, in the middle of a megatropolis, and it's just, it's insane. It's insane. But so that's why I play PvPs, because you don't get that, because things will, I think the decay timers are the same all around, but it's like, waiting 7 days for, I mean, on a PvE server, this entire structure would have been just encased. And there'd be a sprawl leading all the way out past all this point here. I forgot about the Panthers being in the area, because I don't really farm these guys anymore. Like I said, I mean, I play this game pretty casually. Honestly, I could play offline. But I like the idea of, other people coming in and engaging with you, whether it's, player versus player, or they want to do collaborative dungeon crawling. But every now and then you get somebody who wants to have some kind of like devious little edgelord, narrative thing going on with themselves, and they'll like, yeah, let's do dungeons, and then you get into the dungeon, and it's like you do 2 or 3 dungeons, and they always insist, be careful of this, by the way, and they'll insist that they do more than 1 dungeon in a run or in a day. So you're doing 2 or 3 dungeons, you're loaded down with a bunch of loot, you've got your followers stacked up, and then they turn on your ass. That's, it's shitty, but it happens, and it's in the game, so it's totally legit. It's a shitty thing to do, but it is a legit thing to do, so, I'm all about that for this game. That's what I like about Conan Exiles, is because you can do those things, but do you choose to do those things? It's that moral puzzle, that ambiguity that impresses me the most about this game design. And I guess, in Rust, it's a bit more, I would say, aggro. I played a bit of Rust, and I mean, something about spawning on the river to a rock going back to your head and you basically losing nothing because you spawned in with nothing. A rock. It's a brutal way to collect stone for your character, but I guess it's what they do. And so some people just do it because they're griefers. Like I mentioned, there are these individuals out there that kind of, get a little bit of a tingle when they know they're causing somebody else troubles. And it's like, I don't feel like that. I don't do that. I've been playing on this server Oh, May, I guess since 90. I want to say 90. I keep wanting to say 98, but that's not right. 2018, I think it is. 2017, I think. 2018, 2017. When did this game go live? I need to find that out. Give me a second. I forgot. It's been years. It's been a few years. Conan Exiles PlayStation 4 official launch. Yeah. 8 May 2018. Okay, yeah. So since 2018 November, since November 2018, I've been on this server. Let's see, because I think the free-to-play was 2019. Conan Exiles PlayStation 4 free-to-play launch. Yeah, 2019 April. So, yeah, so I've been on this server since 2018. And she wants to keep yabbering now. No, thank you. Don't want to listen to you. Good day. And like I said, I mean, there's a few groups that come and go. There's a couple that I know are completely into the PvP thing. Well, and they're cool about it though, in the sense that they will let you know we are here to PvP. We will be coming for you soon. And it's not a threat. It's letting you know that you have until you can match their power level that they will then raid you. You know, they're not noob raiders. They're not bullies. They're not gonna come after, some T1 structure and tear it down, even if that T1 structure is, allies coming in for the clan that they are attacking. Because they want the challenge. That's the whole thing. They are about the challenge, and those groups of players I enjoy playing with, because it's about becoming a better player, win or lose. That's kind of the thing. It's really important to remember. That's weird. I have to check something here in a little while. But anyway, so I'm just doing a river scout right now because we have a group on that I don't remember them. They're about, I'd say maybe last summer. They came on, and I don't remember. I never actually engaged with them, PvE or PvP. So, but yeah, I think I've been here long enough that most of the returning groups, they recognize, they know who I am. They know that I don't keep a lot of shit, and I get left alone for the most part. The new guys will come up, new groups will show up, and they'll attack. And once they crack the base, they get inside, they realize, oh shit, this guy's. What the fuck is all this build up for? And he's got nothing in here. It's because, I build. I don't like the new distance environmental thing that they do. That whiteout in the background just fucks with my artistic aesthetic. I like the earlier version, where you had, you could actually see things. Like this mid-ground tree line here could be seen back there, but it was more fuzzed out and a little bit more gray. That silhouette just doesn't. That's not realistic. That's not what the world was. And that's what I used to like about this game is its immersiveness. The fact that it had realistic textures and models. I mean, like these trees here. I mean, they're mangroves and they're palms, but they look like mangroves and they look like palms. They look like trees that you would find in the real world. I've actually, I've seen palms that look like this. And these rock structures, all of this, of course, is farmable. I'm checking a place out here, which used to be a build spot for a lot of people that came back and forth. And I'm also getting hungry now. I'm going to have to start grabbing some materials. That's not going to do anything. Well, let's see how far we can get upriver before I starve to death. So it doesn't look like there's anybody here at the barracks. That's kind of nice. It's not as meta as it used to be. with with the addition of some of the quality of life changes that they've done, people are pushing more back into the north now. I haven't seen any temples coming up, so that means that whoever's returning is just, gradually building up or just playing the game. I think Sipt is where all the fighters are. Yeah, there's nobody here. There wouldn't be this many ads milling around if there was. Sorry dudes, you're on a diet. I will not be lunch for you today. Alright, okay. So we've got some NPCs still walking around. That's always a good sign. When you've got NPCs hanging around, that means that people aren't aggressively farming the area for thralls or resources. I mean, there's a ton of spots around here that you can build in that I would not, you wouldn't see unless you climbed up on them, but I'm not going to be doing that. My focus is, you don't want to get all the way down to the Shattered Bridge at least. Oh, cool, we got some bugs. Eating a handful of bugs, baby. So why the jungle, you probably ask, when the north is so meta now? Well, like I said, I don't play meta. I play my own meta. I play my own game. Plus, not many people like coming out to the jungle because it gets hella freaking dark at night and you can't see shit. And it's like, while there's packs of wolves in the north that'll jump your shit if you're not aware, there's a whole hell of a lot more that can come after you in the jungle. So I have there's a natural defense in the area, which is kind of nice. Plus, I like the sound of the rain. The rain is pretty. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go AFK here for a few seconds, I think. Like I've mentioned before, I work from home, and that entails getting the occasional delivery. I have to be aware of it. So here we go. Alright, checking a couple more spots. We are hella far away from where my goal is. My goal is to get all the way up to the Shattered Bridge. Mostly I'm just looking to see if there's any, Tier 1 shacks. It's a pretty okay spot to collect and train thralls, but it's not like I said, it's not meta down here, which is fine by me. Right now, stamina. Just to let you know what kind of build I run. Oops, excuse me. So it is an encumbrance build, and I focus mostly on strength and vitality outside of that, with just the 2 tiers and grid. And it does me pretty good. Like I said, for the way I play and for what I go for, it does pretty well. Okay. Let's take a look underwater, see if there's anything down here. Don't really see much. It's starting to get dark. Probably time to go ahead and gather some sticks to make a torch. Probably need to make a hatchet also, so I can put together a campfire, cook some gruel. Normally I leave with a stack, but I'm like, yeah, it's kind of okay. You don't really need to go that crazy. Here we go. Nope. Oh, come on, there's only some branches. Okay, there's no branches around here right now. Which means that oh, here we go. Finally. This is when when official servers used to be double harvesting rates, but they had to slow that shit down apparently. Let's see. Do we have? Whoops, did that wrong. La 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 la. There we go. That's what I... Oh, really? 5? Okay. Fine. Alright, let's get back on the river then. There's some spaces up there to check out. Yeah, see, like I said, that's kind of like... Imagine that, but like in daytime. That horizon that you see there. And that's what you got to see instead of this flared out landscape. It's like yeah. I mean, I've been out in the desert and shit. I've been on far horizon areas out in the wild, and it doesn't look like it does in the game. It's a little immersion breaking. Another reason why I like to work with the jungle, because you don't run that in your face very often, so you can get into the immersion of the game, which is why I like Conan Exiles. I play it for a lot of that reason, really. I'm just, apart from being a big fan of Robert E. Howard's work and what Marvel Comics did with the stories after that, some of them are pretty okay. They miss certain points of the story, and I think a lot of people, especially because what he writes about of this period in his fictional history, comes from a context that was archaic at this time, very antiquated. I wouldn't say romanticizingly at all, but if we look at the ancient world, in real life, it wasn't what we have now by any stretches of the imagination. I know that in fantasy stories, especially in the 5e kind of environment, the Dungeons and Dragons 5e environments that we all, hear about and watch on, things like Critical Role and shit like that, and not shit, but it's, shows like that. Dungeons and Dragons has gone a long way from being what it was back in the 80s and 90s, turning more and more into a hero fantasy game than an actual fantasy adventure game. And I kind of like the idea of playing somebody who's, not a demigod. It is a pain in the ass to find branches in the night, and I do need to make a torch because I don't want to just blunder around in the dark. Nighttime can drag on in this game a little bit. So it's like, you see how dark it is right now in the jungle, it'd be like, good luck. You wouldn't see any of this shit. It'd just be like, just a blank screen. Come on, man, where's the branches? They're supposed to be around here on the tree area. Pros and cons of a static map. Pros, you can more or less find things. You know where to look for things. You know how to find people. You know how to find, players and stuff. If I don't get myself a few more branches, there we go, just like gnawing on bugs. That's a crock. I'm not gonna... Oh, here we go. There's gonna be some shellbacks over here with a nest. As long as I don't pick up any of the hatchlings, I shouldn't have any issues. There we go. A couple of eggs will do me. So like I said, knowing where you are in the map, knowing what's available to you, helps you navigate more safely and, anticipate where possible opponents may be building up and stockpiling against you. The game can play into a lot of paranoias, but, it's a game. I don't know, do you sit down at a chess game and immediately get paranoid about your opponent's moves when you can see everything that's happening? So, Conan is a game that you would call as having partial knowledge. Not perfect knowledge, but partial knowledge. What the designs are capable of. What the strategies are, what the possible strategies are. You understand what your players, can be capable of. If they're a group that's been back and forth on the surface, I figured as long as I got to this point before I starved, that should be good. Now I can go ahead and get some aloe. I used to call these my survival runs, and I used to do them all the time, and I was always amazed at, these so-called pinnacle or apex, clans, with their ability to farm, enough bombs to flatten a T3 structure in an afternoon or an evening. I always used to be amazed at how poorly they could recover once the tables got turned back on them. So, I've always adopted a more defensive stance when I play this game. Even when I first started playing it, I understood what it was because I would watch the European streamers on Twitch. It was pretty cool that this game had a life in the European market before it came to North America. I want to try and proc this chest because hopefully there'll be a good. The ghosts aren't here anymore, but the chest still shows up. There we go. Oh, that's not cool. I got shot at. That was a bad tickle. But yeah, this server is one of those that has a pretty predictable cycle to it. Late summer to about late fall. I'll say basically through fall. It's pretty quiet. There's some spiky conflicts here and there. Some grudges get settled. There might be some build-up. Really? Nothing. I would have thought for at least some weapons or something, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and I should have enough here to make a campfire. So we're going to do that. I don't think this will give me a campfire here. They really should put all the T1 survival stuff at the top. They really should do that. It's cool that you can still cycle through the menu, but Jesus. If I was kicked to the desert, basically, that's like I said, this is why I did my survival runs, because, I'd end up in the desert. So, I'd want to be able to, get familiar with routes that I could take back to the fight, or back to to a base or fallback place that would have supplies along the way. It's kind of funny too, because it's how a lot of the groups that I used to play with were pretty small by comparison. You could have up to 10 people in your clan, and I was playing with groups that were really effectively just like 2 or 3 people at a time. We're doing this for weapon gathering. And then, of course, you can outrun crocodiles. It's easy. And I don't need to really kill them. I'm at max level. I'd just be doing it for the meat. That's just not that important. Is he still chasing? Oh, both of them are. The chase range on these guys has been pretty exceptional lately. Alright, we can start crafting that. Let's get some berries. Not as many calories as I'd want, but pretty decent. Oops, I said a rust term. Not as much food or satiation as I want, but decent enough. Okay. Nobody really builds around here except for over there is a pretty good spot. So we'll go check that spot real quick, because this is coming up on Hanuman's Grotto, which is a crystal mine, and one of the more easier to farm. Not the higher producing version, not a really high producing version, but a bit more congested. So you don't have to go too far in to get all the stuff you want. Oh, we have structures. All right, one little hut right there. That's kind of neat. Did I make that? Yes, I did. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and pop that down. Drop in that, and that. And then in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and make myself some tools. I do have some bulls, shellback bulls over here I can be mindful of. Want to make a repair hammer, because that will help me check doors without having to deal with, them being in a clan or not. There we go. What crap. There it is. Alright, that's enough. Nothing like a little bit of cream of wheat in the morning. Thank you. And then we're going to go ahead and make some wraps. Actually, we'll do the aloe potions. That's even better. Nope, we're going to stop there for a minute. I forgot. Do this first. And I think that's going to be my customer. What is this? Oh, never mind. How do I keep getting notifications for that? That's wacky. Alright, so put that away. Let's go see if this guy's got a clan or it's a solo. And how long he's been here. Or she. Surprising number of girl groups that come up here. So they haven't been around in a while. One of the doors poppable. Nope. So 2 days, that'd be Wednesday. This looks like it might be about as big as a wheel. I don't see anything. Used to be you could glitch and oh wait, here we go. You can see a little bit through there. So you've got to be careful about that, by the way. When you build in sandstone, you kind of want to double layer it, because if you have any gaps, like those small gaps in the stone between the actual plates, you can find them. You can actually see pretty clearly in there. Also remember that, and this goes for myself right now because I'm talking, if you're on headset, it is very easy for people to see. I think it looks like it's just a bedroll. No, it's a box. Okay. So it's a station of some kind. Somebody's out here playing casually, or maybe they're just checking out the server. No clan, because the door just said owner 0, which means they're not even online. We have... Now, there are some spots back here that are worth investigating. So we're going to do that. I do have to be mindful of sandstorms coming up, which is why I was making the aloe potions. I wasn't expecting to get into any combats, but, you know, the sandstorms will chew my health up pretty hard. Oh, no, not too much. Not too much. If there was something up, like, see where my cursor is, the reticule. If I could see that, I could have close enough that if there was any significant bases up there, they would spawn in. This is a good spot for people to build into. Then we're coming down around here. We should be pretty close to Shattered Bridge. Whoops. Can't really build there. You can build here. Yeah, so that's a good spot. Using campfire is also a good way to check to see if there's any like slightly hidden building spots. If somebody's already starting to lay claim to places. I'm guessing the group that I've been watching grow their levels has probably moved all the way up north, or maybe they're out by the Shattered, by the Sulphur Springs. What I like about Conan also is when it doesn't glitch like that, you can get some pretty good parkour with your character. It's kind of fun. Okay. And as you can see, it's an official server. I am one of at least 10 people on right now. Pretty sure it's 10 still, but maybe less. And it's a PvP server, so... And Conan Exiles has historically been known for a lot of lag, because they were trying to, you know, they were trying to do something really, really exceptional with very, very limited resources. But now that Funcom has, you know, partnered with a lot of these larger groups, the resources down. So the server improvements have just been amazing. And the fine-tuning of the mechanics, the motion mechanics, mostly, it's just been really phenomenal. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of neat to get some, you know, cosmetic stuff here and there, and some quality of life improvements here and there. But, I mean, I'm more about the gameplay and the environment. If they work together very well, then I'm happy. And I've been very happy with this game. In spite of the fact that, you know, seasonally I will get wiped out to the desert. But that's part of the challenge. I think that's really... You know, because it's like, you know, survive, build, and dominate. For me, in those in the context of the way I play, Shellback versus Imps, and there's some humans. Well, nothing really built here. That's kind of amazing. I would have thought with a large group like that, they would have wanted some resources down here, but I guess this is not... Yeah. Well, they are level 60s now, so it's unlikely that there's anybody built here. And again, like I said, I'm not looking for fights. I'm just looking for camps. Yeah, 2 days' time, that little T1 shack will disappear if the person doesn't come back for it. So no point in deconstructing it because it'll just pop on its own. Again, like I said, it's kind of why I like PvP servers, because there's very little residue on the map, you know. I should load up a random PvE server so you can see what I'm talking about. But after this run here, which I'm going to take it all the way down to Skulker's End, I think I'm going to probably sign off for the afternoon and go do some work. Yeah, see that, well, here we go. Check this out. See that's kind of grayish blue silhouette back there? That's unrealistic. That's realistic. And these are going to be shellback holes. Yeah, territorial. He's going to chase me off his areas. Defending his mate, his brood, his food source, and now there's a croc. What I think is interesting is that it's infrequent that if you get two mobs aggroed on you at the same time, that they will actually end up fighting each other. You have to kind of get one to fight one. Alright, well, there's Skulker's End. Okay, no one's built on this. I guess we'll take it up to the unnamed city. I actually might even be able to make it to Separate Maru in the next few minutes. That'd be kind of fun. Actually, the truly quick way to do this is to put down my map room and then just teleport to each of the obelisks and range out until my character gets murdered, and then just teleport back to the base, and then keep using the map room obelisk just to see, because I have all the obelisks on this map. It's another reason why I just don't leave it. I mean, I know some players that are like, I'm sick of this server, I'm out of here, these guys are too messed up. I'm like, okay, dude, but the moment you leave the server, you technically lost. Like, yeah, whatever, it's worth going somewhere else. I'm like, right, if you say so. And then they'll go to that other server. They'll be like, yo, dude, you want to come out and help me? And I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll come out and help you build up and stuff like that. So I go out and I help them build up and stuff. Another fight. And then they go like, fuck it, we're going to just go to ground. I'm like, you could have just done that on the other server, man. You already had characters there. You already have resources there. Because the people who griefed you, on that server, they're going to come and go just like they always do. And the people who are griefing you on this server are going to do the same thing. They'll wait for you to rebuild, and if they want to keep messing with you, they'll keep messing with you. But if you keep coming back, you keep showing up, you keep playing, eventually they're going to realize, hey, it's, these guys are going to be, doing this for quite a while. That's odd. I've not seen the that amber silhouette. I haven't been out to the Great Desert in a long time. That's all the unnamed city. I say the Dreaming City. Not the Dreaming City, that's a Destiny thing. But I am actually in the unnamed city, I think, right now. Because of this groupinge. That's alright. I'm not close to any points of corruption, so I don't have to worry about it. It's a nice yellow color too. Nice deep orangish yellow. I think on my palette I would have called this kind of a desaturated Spanish orange. Alright, so we made it to the unnamed city. Looks like we're headed for Sepamaru. Cool thing about gruel is that it is both hydration and satiation, so it's good. It does cause you a little damage because it tastes like shit, but which I also think is pretty neat. I don't know if anybody really notices that when they eat food that's like substandard game wise, that your character reacts to it by taking a little bit of hit points damage. Could you imagine that? Like if you had that shit in a D&D campaign, your wilderness survival is such that if you fail it or you don't, or you just do like the minimal thing, that you start taking hit points damage. I don't know if that's actually in the rules. I believe it or not, I've owned the 5e rules pretty much since they've come out, but I've only actually ever played out of the starter kit, and they don't get into any of that stuff in the starter kit. But then again, the kind of games that I play are very, like I said, how I play my video games, and more or less how I live life and treat people, just casual. I don't subscribe to the anachronistic ideals of so-called respect. I think if you treat people with empathy and patience, that's enough. You don't have to like say you respect something. You can admire someone. Admiration is I think more important than respect. You can trust them. That's even more important than any of it. It's all about trust. You gotta trust. You don't even have enemies without trust, because if you can't trust your enemies to always be at your heels, then are they really your enemies? They're just a minor annoyance at times. Okay, here's the Relic City. Now, I know Relic Hunters have been pretty meta, so I'm expecting there should be at least a couple of wheels out here, perhaps. Maybe something more. And again, I'm not looking for targets. I don't PvP that much. I like dueling, but I like dueling for the fun of the duel. I don't do it for, like, stakes or anything like that. I'm not trying to prove anything. I'm just trying to see if my strategies are workable or not. And honestly, if I was looking for a fight, all I'd have to do is kick one of these jokers and the whole fucking town would be on my ass. Okay. So, go ahead and get up on the roof. Oops, ran out of stam. Come on. I spent a whole week out here one time, just running around on the rooftops, hanging out on the cliff sides, and it was pretty cool because, like, for a whole week, nobody found me. Nobody, or if they found me, they ignored me. All right, well, no one built on the wall, which is, oh, that's unexpected. Okay, well, this is not the end of all of it. There's other spots to look for. And then I have to go up across the dunes, too, so. There was a group on here last summer, up until about the fall. They were pretty aggressive. Took quite a bit of the map for themselves. They're all going where their base was. No, actually, it was that rock up there. I didn't want to do that. Thank you. Let me just kind of bring it down a little bit. There's some relic hunters down at the base, which are farmables. And yeah, this close there, if there was anything left up there, there'd be structures popping up right now. Alright, well, that's cool. In a way. Yeah, playing offline is an entirely different experience in my opinion. It's just, well, it's an entirely different experience. Obviously, it's my opinion because it's my experience. Duh. But playing offline is kind of like, you have admin control. So, if you want, you need a bearer to carry your shit around. Yeah, go ahead and spawn a bearer. Bear still. You don't even need to. If you want to build anything or you want to, farm anything, you just spawn it in. There it is. No challenge needed. And I don't like doing that. I did it, just to kind of have fun. My son and I did it we spawned in mammoths outside of Azagarth, just to troll the villagers, and that's kind of what we did that for a while. It was fun, but then it got boring really fast. And I think that's the problem. Human beings need a challenge. We need some kind of resistance to test ourselves against, to encourage our self growth and advancement. It's not necessarily a competitive nature as it is a desire to constantly improve. But I guess some people just go, it's kind of like, do you prefer chocolate cream pie, or just go ahead and cut to the chase and give you a bucket of chocolate pudding with some whipped cream on top, that kind of thing, or even more, do you want to just go ahead and bypass all the middlemen and just grab that bag of sugar? I think a lot of players are just going for the sugar, and they're not really appreciating all the other things that go on around it to make it what it is. That's a good spot up there to check. I'm going to end up getting into a little scuffle here with this buck. Do not be worried about that. Oh, come on. Move a little faster. This is actually a really good spot. I build here sometimes when I go onto a new server and I'm not entirely sure what's going on dynamics-wise. I'll come out to this spot and I build a little T1 shack, make it big enough to put a wheel in, you know, and I'll set it up deliberately, make it look as much like a target as possible, and see what happens. And generally, in about a week or so time, I'll get a PM. Say, are you here for a fight? Are you here to play? What's up? And I was like, I'm here to play. But I'll defend myself if I need to. Or they'll just, flat out wipe my ass, and they'll be like, okay, so we want to fight. That's nice. It's a good spot to check to see if there's anything going on. Alright, so no desert fortresses. It's a little bit of ouch. Alright, we're going to go down to the lake. Oopsie. Over those boats. Alright, that's good enough. Kind of impressed there hasn't been a sandstorm yet. Oh, where are those guys? Oh, there they are. Alright. There was a group that was on here for a while. They like to build right up on the obelisk. They didn't shut it down. They just like to build next to it. They've been gone for a long, long time. I doubt I'll see anything out here. I'm sure it's all probably deconstructed, dismantled, demolished. Oh no, there's a map room. Nice. Okay. It's very minimalist. Just enough foundations to keep it active nearby. I wonder who this is. Boondock Saints. Alright, well that makes sense. Well, that's new. Ooh, that is pretty. I haven't used my map room in a few weeks. So then where are they? They must be up north and using this as the remote farm for the Shattered Spring. That must be what it is. Yeah, they're probably operating with an encumbrance build and maybe a couple of bearers. The typical strategy is you have two people, working together, obviously. You have one who's a fighter. Both of you are carrying fighter thralls with you. Maybe a T-most, maybe a relic hunter, maybe like a tier 3, Schmo. And then one of you is an encumbrance build like I am, and the other one is a fighter build. And the fighter build fends off the rock noses while the encumbrance build just loads up on everything out there. I mean, really, the Shattered Spring is not that good, not that much brimstone that you can't do it on a regular fighter build even. If you had if you were just doing like tier 2 encumbrance, there's, that's enough to carry back anything that you can farm out of here. But you typically will do more than just farm the Shattered Spring. You'll try to get Ichor and all kinds of other fun stuff. Well, choices. I guess I could see about heading over to the volcano? I don't think they'd be in the volcano. I don't think they'd be up at the Frost Cave either. I think that's Mounds of the Dead. That's City. That's where I am, Shattered Springs. That's the Abyss. The Sinkhole. Oh, I didn't think about the Sinkhole. That's the grid that I play on. That's the North Jungle or the Swamp. That's the Ice Bridge, which could be a possible location for them if they're building under the water. I think I'm going to go to the Mounds. Let's go to the Mounds of the Dead. Wow, that's very telegraphy. There's a lot they changed in this to telegraph your characters, locations, and activities. Falling from high places kills you? Yes, it does. That's a thing in every game. Alright. That's the first amount of corruption I've gained in weeks. Oh, somebody put a claim block up here. This must be them too. Yeah, this is them as well. Okay, so if they have a map room here with a claim block, this is... Oh, you know what? This is probably... So they're not here. So they're coming here to farm Red Lotus and, of course, Thralls. I bet you they're up at the... Where would they go? Would they be up in the Nice Cave? That's where you get Star Metal. It's a likely spot. It's a likely spot. If you're playing a hardcore PvP and you know you're dealing with hostiles, you don't leave your map rooms laying around like this, by the way. So it tells me either they're completely comfortable with the idea that there's nobody fighting them, or they're just not thinking about the fight in general. Alright, typically map rooms will go over this way. The whole point of this is a large interactive puzzle. It's just fun to do. Oh man. But I'll be honest with you, if they ever converted any of the Pick-a-Path books or Lone Wolf books or Tunnels and Trolls to a video game, a real video game with the same kind of aesthetics and game mechanics as those books had, I would probably be playing that a lot. I mean, I like Elder Scrolls, but unless you're playing the actual narrative campaign, the story mode, the open world quests, they do carry a bit of a story for you, but it's really just, fetch this, take it there kind of situation, or clear this cave out. You don't get very deep into story. It's kind of difficult to do that. It's not like with Skyrim. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of, it's weird. It's like saying, it's like comparing an actual hamburger to meatloaf sandwich. Honestly, they're the same fucking thing. You could have a meatloaf sandwich or you could have a hamburger. Okay, there's nothing on this end, I imagine. Sometimes they build up in these little spots. But I'm going to end up getting my butt eaten by saber-tooths if I'm not careful, so I got to be quick here. Still nothing. This okay, so definitely not out here in the snow. That would be surprising. But kind of not. I don't think these guys are jungle players, so I didn't see anything in the jungle when I was scouting. This is where I made my mistake. And they wouldn't, if they were just coming out here to farm, there'd be a map room nearby. Because this is one of those spots that's kind of a high risk spot because saber-tooths don't fuck around, dude. They will shred your shit. And yeah, there's a lot of ads on the map, which means they are not out here very often. There's a couple of spaces up here on the summit that lead up to the volcano, which are a possibility. I think I might have broke his aggro now, so cool. But my frostbite's going to start screwing with my ass. I should have brought a handful of spices. Those are all the things I think about. Yeah, normally there'll be a map room down there if there was, but I don't think there's going to be. I don't think they're up here either. And for all I know, they may not even have a base. They might actually be body vaulting. They might all be encumbrance builds, walking around with their shops on their back. I've done that. That's kind of what I have right here. Is if I need to, I could just go ahead and pull up my 4 chests worth of shit and just move on. Yeah, we're going to freeze to death out here. Or get beaten up by something. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, fudge. That's what I mean. Yeah. Goat it. Oh, shit. Fucking killed by a goat. That'd be the best. It's not like I've been headbutted off of mountains. That's not fun. It's embarrassing to say the very least. Oh, I bet I know where they are. Ice Bridge would have been the choice, or going directly east. Yeah, too cold to climb. Going directly east of the black ice. I actually could probably make it from here if I don't die. Let's get a little bit of health. I don't have to fight any truly aggressive predators in this area. Mostly it's just going to be those goats and the freezing cold. Let's see if we can make it to the crevice. I know there was a large group out there, but I haven't seen them on it for a month or two now. Okay, we should have enough. Never mind. Oh, wolves. I forgot about wolves. Shit. Yeah, that's... Oh, no. I didn't forget about wolves. I did mention, hey, if you go up to the north, you're going to have wolves. Hi, Lordy. Oh, crap. On the frozen lake now. Oh, I know where I am. And I am so off course. Oh, this is not good. Shit. Alright, that's that. That's going to be towards the Mounds of the Dead. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. I just have to manage my stamina better. Just keep a few paces ahead of them. I'll be okay. Man, they're just going off. Hello, Buck. Goodbye, Buck. Oh, shit. Do not pay attention to me. I am not going to... Oh, there's a mammoth now. Like I said, the north is not some place you want to get fucking stupid in. Shit. Okay, now we're back. Now we're getting some equalized temperatures, but then I'm going to have to deal with deer, and I think bears. Bears are coming up here pretty soon. And wolves. Always the wolves. There'll be lots of wolves. I think I broke aggro. Okay. Alright. Final destination is, there's the wolves. That's a dire wolf, I think, actually. Shit. I'm trying to remember my placement. I get so twisted around up here too. It's just so weird because I don't get nearly this. There's the bear. I don't get nearly this lost when I'm in the jungle. Believe it or not, it's pretty darn hard. But out here, not familiar with the cliffs. it's kind of like, yeah, I think I just doubled back onto myself, didn't I? Okay. If I can get straight to the mounds, then I know exactly where I am. But I have not had the chance to stop to get any kind of drink or food, and we're going to run out of stamina here in a bit. Oh, what do we need? We need to go this way. Yep, I know where I am now. Okay, cool. Alright, let's just take this path. I want to take a chance looking at the maps. No, I'm still being chased. And I'm going to be picking up more aggro here in a few seconds. Okay. Yep. Well, this could be me ending my run. Oh, there's a hut. Yeah, like I said, they could just be doing the. Oh, come on, what are you doing, man? I hate that. Too many ads chasing you. That's the problem. So, yeah, and like I said, I mean, and yet Bungie would fucking be having a fucking conniption fit right now. They would be totally fucking screwing around with me, telling me that my internet sucks. I'd be like, fuck off. Oh wait, okay, now I did see them on earlier today, so this must just be like one of those goofy little outposts. Where am I? I can take a look at the map now. For fuck's sake. Where the fuck am I? Okay, I'm all the way out at the mountains. What I want to do is get to the crevice. So if I just go straight that way, right? Yeah, okay, here we go. So I am 80% sure they're built at the crevice. Because this is a NPC village I don't recognize. Oh no, this is Mountains of the Dead, so yeah. Alright, let's get moving. Cripple effect. Stupid. Yeah, I gotta be careful up here. The Sumerians will tear your ass up too. I'm trying to keep my heading. Yeah, we're just cutting across. Yeah, and like I said, they may not even have a camp. They might just be vaulting around the area. There's probably not even. I bet you they're not even running a wheel. They're probably not even carrying followers. Oh, right. The whites. I totally forgot about the whites. That's gonna suck ass here in a second. It's all about stamina management. Don't let it go below zero. I mean, don't let it go below half. You'll recover faster. The time that you spend waiting for the recovery is still better than going all the way down to zero. Okay. Well, it seems like we're pretty close to our goal. Some wide open space. Oh. It's different because, like, normally this is the spot that a lot of people would just build on like crazy. So it's strange to have this wide open space here. Which is starting to tell me that either one, they're playing out of a couple of vaults with maybe a single wheel somewhere. But no map room up at Star Metal, Frost Cave, so no Frost Cave. Elk King. Yeah. You got a bigger ball sack than me. Who cares? That's odd. I don't remember that little niche. Huh. This would be a cute little, like, just kind of hermit hole. Okay, so there's the towers. It's the Nordheimer Towers, which puts the crevice over here. Ring of Swords. What's the crevice? It puts the crevice right there, or it gets the hose. Okay, so we're going to do that. Spent way too much time running around on this map, but it's fun. I'm having a good time. Is that what's more important? Running away from snarling, dripping, slobbering things. We're going to... Oh, shit. Well, here's one of those moments where I know I chose bad. Fortunately, Dog Stand jumped that high, so I don't have to worry about... One time I was up in the jungle and I got chased down by like 3 panthers, and I got to the rock and I thought I was safe, but they could jump way higher than dogs. And I ended up getting my butt chewed. Well, specifically getting my character's butt chewed. And there are some wolves in this area too. If they're not up here in the crevice, then I'm going to be fairly certain they're some kind of a stashed... Oh, they could be at the dam. You know, that's still a nice spot up here in the north. Huh. Well, this is the crevice. I don't see anything. Interesting. This spot used to be held by one of the guys I played with. He held it for a good long time. Oh, there's people here. And this is where they are. Okay. Now I know. And there's no temple, which doesn't mean anything. I mean, I had you can actually stock a temple with favor, and then have the T3 materials on hand to like totally set it all up for a god launch. Within the afternoon, you've got your token, and then you can just go ahead and either pop a bubble or get an avatar on play. Alright, well that's cool. I figured they'd be somewhere like around here. The other spot that was most likely being used is... but that's interesting, so they're not doing any star metal. That's kind of neat. It says a lot about their playstyle. They're not doing black ice, and they're not doing star metal. And that's kind of the way I remember them from the last time they were here. But, I mean, and again, I don't recall them being aggressive. It's like, I don't remember them tearing through the map or griefing people or anything. I know they stayed off a New River for the most part, which kind of jives with what I found and Wart didn't find out there. Hey, Fern. Let's see, I'm going to check it out. Asgard's here. The valley. I mean, it is pretty. I'll give it that. It is nice country. Tons of rock. Ample amounts of trees. But pretty popular backyard, so. No gold, though. So, you'd have to find your gold through the NPCs. Which is another reason why I like the jungle, is because all I gotta do is swim for it. This will be the watchtowers or Azagarth's outpost towns. Yeah, these are the outposts. There's the towers. The Azagarth watchtowers, right? Right there? Yep, I'm there. When my son and I played this map when we first came out here, we were on the river for a very long time. And then we moved out here towards the those hills right there on the edge. Built our little camp up there. It was pretty nice. It was a big enough place to hold a map and a wheel in it. Back in the time when things weren't like repositionable, and it was nice. It was nice until the free-to-play month happened, 2019 April, and within about a week after that, there was like all these griefers showing up and just people just slamming everything. People coming over from Rust or who couldn't cut it on Arc came out to Conan Exiles and realized that there was a bunch of LARPers, basically, is what we were, role-playing our Age of Cimmeria characters. And, yeah, that was the spot right there. Whoops. And, ended up getting my base wiped because I helped out this clan that wanted to, they wanted to set up a trebuchet opposite of these griefers' base up in the God's Claw. But they couldn't be on until later in the evening. Then build the structure for you. And then when you get on, I'll pop the door and you come in and do your thing. And because the plan was to build a house that would hide the trebuchet, so it would look like a base or a camp, and then you would have the trebuchet inside, and then all you had to do was just pop the walls, and there was the trebuchet you can fire out of the base for it. And it was actually worked as a way to defend the thing too. There's a wheelhouse right there. This is probably them too. Or an additional player. Yep, this is them. Oh, it's an active wheel. They got people on the bomb. They got people on the wheel. Yep, they just got here. That's a couple days old. Who are they? So yeah, they're all up here in the north. Which is, like I said, I played up here for a long time. I had a couple of spots that were really fun. And for a very long time, I actually just kind of ran around as a hobo up here, just basically running out of my own inventory. I was checking up there to see if they had any bases up there. Yep, there we go. Oof. This is probably them as well. Oh yeah, that's like today. Okay. Oh, there's an animal pen. So they're all across the Highlands. That matches up. That's their meta. That's a horses. So they're farming horses out here, I guess. Or wolves. Yes, of course. Yeah, this is theirs. If you want to start a war, steal the horse. Yeah, they're just out there. They just have no concept of any of the threats out here. Unless that horse is bait. That's probably the bait. To see if there's any aggros. Okay, we're not going to get the summit apparently. That's fine. There's an island around here. Yeah, Telos Island. That's where I used to build a lot. actually just north of it, across the way. Lots of coal, lots of iron. You literally can't play this game. That's a tree demon. You can quite literally play this game without any thralls or followers. It'd still be very, very valuable. There's a couple of players I know that were got their start on this game as griefers, and later joined the clan that I was in for a long time. And yeah, they just ran around with, you know, they had a couple of cauldrons here and there just to build bombs, but they could find ways to get into your camp without you actually, you know, being aware of it. It was pretty silly. Okay, well, I think that's going to be it. I could pop my bracelet. Nothing on my character I don't need. Whee. There we go. Alright. Well, I'm going to jam out. Thanks for stopping by, guys.